We're back live with another Rage Quit marathon.
This year, Zen 7 comes to Epic exactly 2 years later, so they're not going to miss that cadence, baby.
You getting the gold, aren't you?
Which is going to be interesting to see, like maybe
No, I don't
Zen
have gold.
6 launch and then just a year later Zen 7 comes out on Epic. But so that's happening on time, and I believe at CES at the beginning of next year they will for sure show off the Medusa family.
Sorry?
The Bantam.
The middle of next year.
Bantam.
Yes, the first back boss. The Bantam.
Oh, I just call him the Stabby Boy. You have a own?
Well, on paper, it'll probably go above
Hey,
that.
look at you. The first fucking fight, we're using potions. Oh no, we're doomed.
Later this year. I think
I'm fucking with you.
next year too. There's rumors about that. So I just think it'll probably launch the first half of next year, but only if they think Nova Lake's a true threat. And I can't rule out it comes out in the summer.
My streamer. Streamer's back.
I can't rule that out because they are just dominating sales in desktop right now. That's not a concern. And if I were them, and again, I hope they don't do this, but I'm just saying this is what I would do if I was them. I would say,
I wish they would let you like draw in the background or like fuck with shit like in Hearthstone. Just like tap shit and break stuff. Oh god. I can do 18 damage. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yeah, but that he has 29. Are you able to do 11 damage?
No.
Then you're trying to get me killed. Must be nice.
We launch desktop now when all of our effort should be doing what Strix failed to do, which was get more laptop market share. Like they took a little here and there, but it's like they could lose it to Panther Lake and Nova. Like that should be the focus next year, really, not desktop.
I mean, yeah, and like if they need a high,
Try an Austy build.
Well, I guess they're
We'll
kind
do
of
Austy
exhausted
boy.
with the release of the 9950X3. 9950X3D2. That's a mouthful of a product name. But yeah, I guess that will have to tide them over. But I was also gonna say, like, I don't know. We're also seeing the revival of a bunch of old parts right now, both CPU and GPU. Like, I think that's the indicator to look at where the PC market is right now, right?
Yeah, the 3060 is gonna relaunch from Nvidia, and then also the
5800 X3D.
I don't know how this works because I have to allow my mic and then I'm streaming, but I'm also streaming. Hello? I don't like this.
Hello?
'Cause I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm looking at right here. Chat.
Maybe I need to do a different browser.
I'm not sharing my screen. Bye.
Raptor Lake, like, yeah.
I'll have to look into that. I'm sure there's like you can integrate it in OBS. I just haven't got around to doing that.
Which we'll get to that later.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think all indications are that like we should be focusing on laptop right now. That's where we kind of stumbled a little with last gen.
And that's where things are the most tit for tat right now too.
Yeah, and when it comes to desktop, why do you guys even want Zen 6 if RAM is
Fuck that egg.
I think it's not.
I like the egg, but I don't like it
ready anymore. It was like it seemed like N2X, the node desktop we'll use, was delayed, but at TSMC, and that caused some delays. But it seems like mostly they're probably, if I was guessing, they're gonna wait until kind of mid to early late, like Q3 next year, just because like they just want RAM to be cheap when they launch a new line. That's and look at Nova Lake. Like if Nova Lake launches next to $400 RAM and you need a new platform, is AMD worried about that? I don't think they're worried about it.
It's 3 attacks next turn, right?
Entry fee or whatever to get
You know what would be
Nova Lake.
really funny?
Oh
If
boy.
all AMD did is shrugged when Alder Lake came out. They launched it the 5800 X3D and then shrugged. It'd be hilarious if Bane Nova Lake was not even a new one. But the 5800 X3D again.
The 5800 X3D will never die.
Like, and I think, yeah, to your point, what does that tell you? They're launching the 5800 STD. That might be their answer to Mobile Link. 0x000FF4 writes in and says, how much will the highest SKU of Zen 7 Threadripper cost? When will it come out? Also,
Can do
what will
12
be the
damage.
socket and what RAM will it use? DDR5. That was another thing I didn't mention.
You done?
It seems like all
No.
future roadmaps still show DDR5.
Oh, yeah.
Epic. It seems like AMD either doesn't need, want, or think it's worth it to use DDR6 until like 2090.
Wait, when is DDR6 supposed to come out again? Or is it like I don't remember. Okay.
But it's like it's kind of almost ready. It just seems like
I want to go to the shop, have gold.
capacity right now. Cost is more important than the fastest RAM. And you know, DDR5 is probably going to get to like DDR5 1200. So I don't know. I mean, by the time we get there, maybe that'll be enough anyways. But your question, like, what will be the socket? What RAM? We'll use DDR5. And look, if Zen 7 launches to desktop, probably late 28, early 29. But I think the for Zen 7.
I love getting 0 blocks on this first turn against this guy. He always fucks my shit up.
Almost scared. That's probably what's going to happen. Maybe sooner if you know they continue to get more threatened by it. Sounds like they are. But and he says, let's see here. How much will it cost? More than Zen. Heard it here first. TMC Paint writes in, howdy, with upcoming CPU architectures, it seems like the number of segments is increasing due to higher core counts and price tiers in the high end, but no change in the low end. This trend has been happening with does this trend concern you with CPUs? Not really, because you can go buy Zen 4 and it's dirt cheap and 90%, if not 97%, as good as Zen 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the thing I could see it being annoying, like it's been a perennial issue for years now, is
Oh my god, another turn.
segment motherboards. Like there could be an annoying thing where like even low-end CPUs still go in like what would be previously thought of as like mid-range motherboards. Like, but I don't know. I think there is space in the market
16.
still for 8-core CPUs, and they're still coming out, and there's space in the market for 24-core CPUs.
But we'll see with Silver King. They're finally designed because the problem is it just the short king.
We love our short kings.
It just hasn't made sense because of the newest and it's not like before where if you make it 8-core, and that's it. 8 cores is the top chip for Zen 1 and Zen Plus.
No attacks. Awesome.
Tons of 6-core yields and a decent amount of quad-core yields.
I have one attack, but it's not going to do a dent versus the damage we're taking.
So even back then, they
We could actually die here.
once you get to a 16 core, a 12 core, and 6, like to get to a
Yeah,
quad
I think we
core,
could die here.
The die, they're just not going to. So
These
it almost
things
doesn't
are
make
hitting
sense
very hard.
anymore to launch low-end CPUs unless they're last gen because you don't have any yields for them.
Yeah.
That's how AMD works at least. Intel very different. They still do dual cores and quad cores, but that's because they still haven't figured out how to profitably make a CPU like AMD. A decade after Zen came out, I don't know.
Of course, I don't get an attack here.
Almost a decade. Or is it a decade, right? Because AM4 is a decade. Right, because, well, no. AM4
Damn.
launched before Zen 1 because it had those, like, old Steam or Excavator APUs.
Oh right, yeah.
See,
I can do
people,
24
this is
damage
how
to that
blown
back
I am
one.
by I remember all of the useless
For
information.
all the CPUs.
So that is my job. That is what you pay for. All right, let us move
I'm dead here.
to story number 4. This piece of content is brought to you by the fans that support the independent journalism of Moore's Law is Dead on Patreon. And it does need supporting. From personal attacks from tech elites that get mad when we tell you that they are lying to gamers and their own shit. With the AI boom and the release of flagship conspicuously obvious, I would say, graphics cards and inventories for multi cables. Yeah, look, this is a depressing story, but not because of NVIDIA's failing products, but because of the pitfalls of rushed sensationalist media. Seems to be a theme of this episode. Yes, NVIDIA and AMD's warranty expenses have ballooned recently, but things are not so simple as the article and tech media make it seem. Let's demystify this then. This is about data center and AI GPUs, not about PC parts. AI GPUs get used very hard, 24/7, and so there's a significant failure rate in AI data centers right now. Most
Jesus.
GPUs can be restarted, but some will fail. With GPUs costing tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, of course the expenses went up when they sold more expensive GPUs. Warranty Week is an obscure sensationalist publication as well. They rely on professionals to understand what is actually being said. When they show a chart of warranty claims, they expect the reader to understand that these are relative to revenue, not to units. Sadly, tech media seemingly did not read that part of the description and reported those numbers as if they were relative to units. Again,
Doesn't matter.
there's no
They're
mystery
both.
here.
Oh,
AI
actually, that
GPUs are
figure might be
expensive.
better for you.
They sold more of them, and thus more of them failed. This is not because of the 12VH power connector. That is absurd. It doesn't even occur in the original report. Other journalists added it on.
I'm gonna mend you. We
Good
should be able
Lord,
to catch up
people.
here.
Any thoughts, Dan?
I mean, yeah. If you're curious if this is just a correlation with revenue, I don't know. Look at Nvidia revenue over time. It seems to spike at around the same time that Nvidia revenue spiked massively because of the AI boom. Like, yeah, they're making a lot more money because they're selling a lot more things. More parts are failing. Shocker.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of the stories that Carbon Cry basically handled entirely on his own. And all I said to him was, I sent him the article. I'm like, have you looked at this? Because my gut reaction was, I'm guessing these journalists didn't even sort for relative, like, exit per unit or not. And Carbon Cry looked, it was like, nope, they did not. It's nonsense. So we had to cover this because this is one of the main things. I've said this many times. Sometimes we cover things because you all talked about them, and so we have to touch on this because the news can just make the news sometimes. And that's all this was. This was not some increase in failures.
No, it's the
Not
12.
to say there aren't some issues with the 12VH power. There are some, but no, guys, it is not like 10% of 4090s are failing. They're not. They're not.
I
It's like 10%. It's not completely insignificant, but I still think that the dimensions on that connector could have just been 5-10% bigger with a little bit more leniency and they wouldn't have any issues. But that did not cause a 1000% increase in the destruction.
Do 24 damage.
I mean, yeah, you can like the. I think there's something we can say about like the 12
should probably do
connector, like how the
6.
issue kind of faded a little bit in like public discussion, but it never really entirely went away. Especially like some of those third-party adapters really had bad failure rates. But yeah, I don't think that's why their failure rates suddenly went up, or I should say failure rate. Warranties coverage went up 10 times. Like, I mean, it's a little funny to see a spike on this chart from around when Fermi came out, but it's not a 10x. It's not a 10x spike, like you're seeing right now. And if that's what it was,
We did
I
it.
think the 5090 or not 4090 failure rates would be insanely covered rather than like seen as this
I don't know
story
what the
that's
fuck I'm
kind of
building right now.
easy to miss or forget about that versus back when people were constantly talking about it. Like,
Do you need to
what was
upgrade a
that,
card? I can mend you.
2 or something, whatever year that was.
Okay.
Yes.
But all right,
Sure.
let us
Okay.
now move on to story number 5. Moore's Law is dead. NVIDIA N1X leaks confirmed. Still no progress updates really though from me. Quoting here from Tech Power Up, in the latest images that appeared on Goofish, we see a laptop motherboard
Take
equipped
the
with
relic.
an NVIDIA N1 SoC and 128 gigabytes of LPDDR5X memory, closely packed in a specialized PCB area. This area might be designated for the cooler, which could potentially also cool all those modules. NVIDIA plans to introduce its N1 and N1X ARM CPUs around Computex 2020. What is this, an outdated article we quoted from here? If so, yes, it was Carbon Cry. This is 2 weeks old, but when is
days.
Computex?
It's 10 days.
All right. I apologize to you, Computex. Oh, Computex is in 2 weeks. Okay. So we'll see. Maybe they will introduce it. I will be honest, if they're going to, I'll probably be tipped off by my sources some more over the next week. I should probably reach out to someone I know over there who has their hands on it. But I don't have much to say besides this picture is exactly like the picture that I already leaked when I did that video with a podcast with Windor. So because of this, that's just not me saying, hey guys, this isn't new. I've already leaked this. Where's my credit? This is also me going, guys, I've had pictures of this for a year. And
Got him 25 times.
Yeah, I just based on how long
nice,
this
let's
has been
count.
in the ether, I question if they should release this or not. But I
Shit,
guess it's
twice
on
here.
Yeah. And by the way,
Can weaken
I'm
him.
talking to a contact who has, one of the sources that got pictures of this a year ago. This person, I talked to them recently. They
Does
said
Thorns
they
do
don't
damage?
get
It should, so that should go to 13 when he
I'm a little
attacks.
concerned this is going to come out in Computex. It's like them saying the 770 was going to fucking come out in Computex and it never did. Maybe it will. I don't know. But I'm just the people testing these chips say the software is
Yeah, nice.
hardware bugs. So that's why they put it in the
30.
So because it's a very controlled environment where it does a specific thing. So that's what they basically done.
Yeah, maybe the ship should sail and they need to wait for the M2.
I mean, it needs to launch right now if it's going to, because if it waits, this is not competing with producing it, you guys.
Yeah.
Or Arrow, Nova. This is a jump compared to those. Okay, Jensen Wing writes in yet again. This is given the amount of application issues that still exists with Windows, is there any reason anyone considering a Qualcomm laptop should not just buy a MacBook Pro, a MacBook Air or Pro? I'm fairly sure the game support is similar or even better on Mac actually than Qualcomm, and every attack on OS X will, work. Even if via Rosetta emulation, at least it works. No, and we have a story in the wrap up about when I scroll down here and just look at it again, these the new Snapdragon Exynos 2 is out, and this thing is in 2 days.
He should have a weaken next turn. He's still gonna hit hard though.
They keep trying to be premium, and they missed it. They quoted a $500 ultra-long battery life budget chip, and now Apple's done that better than me. So I don't think I'm sorry. Why are we getting Qualcomm when we can get Panther Lake or AMD? I don't understand.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to try to make a premium laptop or command a premium price point, you need to make a premium laptop. And who the hell knows? Maybe the silicon in the Snapdragon X2e is great, and it just can't be fully stretch its legs because of compatibility issues, but those compatibility issues still exist, so you can't charge the price of you can't charge the price that AMD and Intel are charging for their premium CPUs because they actually work on what the operating systems they're designed for.
All right, let us now move on. I was actually double checking. This N1X thing is actually from this news cycle, right? It's it is. That's how much we've been talking about other PlayStation and Gen 7 stuff. I forgot that.
I think we were gonna die here if we don't kill him next turn.
My God, time is fast now. And yet, everything that happens feels like it's a year ago.
I can. No, I can't weaken.
Okay.
I can't. I'm dead here. I'm gonna throw this. Just hopefully you can survive this.
Intel's upcoming Crescent Island series of GPUs based on the newly developed XE3P graphics IP will be hitting the market this year. However, it seems this IP won't be featured in the desktop series of discrete GPUs. What?
God, these suck.
According to a reliable leaker, Jakin, which he does have a good
Whatever.
Intel will not release this GPU generation as dedicated ARC gaming cards. Instead, it will power the Crescent Island data center and workstation GPUs. Yeah, so I'm not even going to go through the wrap up. I saw this, everyone was talking about it, and you even had people who said I was wrong about ARC being canceled, covering that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's duh. It's here it is. So let's go down the list, everybody. I said Alchemist would launch, and it would be messy, and all of Intel's partners were furious, and it was not going to go well because the drivers weren't ready. Check. I said Battlemage actually would launch in some form, certainly on laptop, and probably to some limited dedicated GPU release. Check. And look, the B770 didn't even come out. And then I said there's one Celestial die still in the works outside of an APU. It seems like that might happen, but honestly, most people think it's never coming out. Check. And I said they would continue to make data center GPUs most likely and stuff for laptops. Check. ARC effectively canceled. Check, 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 check. Literally everything that I said has come true. To the people that said I was guessing, holy fuck am I good at guessing then? Because I guessed exactly how multiple years would pan out. So No, this was from people at the top at Intel that were like, we're going to put on a good face and pretend we're not canceling this. But all evidence is, and everything that we're planning for is that we're not. And yes, there will be battle rage, Celestial to agree. But I'll be honest, it seems to be going worse than even they said, because I thought there'd be some druid. So I don't think we need to dwell on this, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish Intel would have changed their tune sooner, but it seemed like, well, I can't even think. Gelsinger, they seemed a little bit asleep at the wheel, so.
All right. We've talked about this long enough already, I think. Let's go to story number 7. Final story. Intel to relaunch new line of Raptor Lake refresh is to LGA 1700. From Club 386. Intel apparently doesn't plan to make a Core i9 CPU Raptor Lake refresh lineup, according to regular Intel leaker Jacob. Again. So, yeah, there are all these reports out there that they're releasing a refresh of the refresh of the refresh of Raptor Lake, except this time they won't brand any of them as i9s. And I'm sure this is because a lot of people are scrambling to get DDR4, DDR5 for a reasonable price, and they see an opening here. But we'll talk about that a little bit. Unprompted. I had sources in retail reach out to me and say, by the way, Raptor Lake is still failing. And some of this retailer's friends who are also in retail, mom and pop shops, said that they consider Raptor Lake to have an above 100% failure. Meaning, yes, the same person had to warranty it 2-3 times. And then I reached out to another source of mine, that's in a different country. This person said, no one buys Intel and do-it-yourself anymore, so we don't handle that much warranty. But I told them what this other person said, and they said, oh yeah, for sure. I have some guy that had to return it 5 times. Like, so, no. Raptor Lake is still breaking. Do not buy Raptor Lake. Guys, it's breaking over and over. And I had some retailers suggest that Intel makes it hard to return it sometimes, especially if it's been a couple times. Don't buy Raptor Lake. It is a fundamental hardware flaw. They are still breaking, just people don't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get why they would want to do a refresh on this given the current market, but I kind of almost just wish it would have been Alder Lake refresh, because Raptor Lake is cursed.
Or if they wouldn't have rushed it out. I mean, in a way, it was first time seemingly kudos to them. They got a new generation out that could compete in a year. Like a year after Alder Lake was out, or whatever it was, 13 months, they got something out that was like 40% more multi-threading, 10% more multi-threading, what an accomplishment. And the way that they did it, maybe they pushed it also way too hard and didn't test it. So it probably should have launched half a year after Zen 4, which, considering they will sell this until the end of time, I bet they wish they would have done that. But yeah, so it's just so funny because I remember how hyped I was. The person who exclusively liked Raptor Lake. I was excited for it. I was like, whoa, Intel's going to outperform 40% gen over gen in a year? This is like a Zen 3 moment. They're just going like this. Intel's back. And then I saw the power consumption. And then I saw the failures. And it's just, this has probably been one of the biggest whiplashes for me in excitement. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they pushed it past their architecture, past what it was engineered to do. Like, that's I guess how they got those huge gains. Kind of a poison pill.
So again, PSA, do not buy these Raptor Lake chips. They are still failing constantly. And like, there are stores that won't even carry them anymore. Obviously, Hypercenter will. They got all these contracts with Intel, but if you're smaller mom and pop, some of them like refuse to carry it. Like, that's how bad it is. Do the same. All right, let us now move on to the wrap up. These are, of course, the stories that we thought deserved a discussion, but did not deserve their own 5 to 10 minute discussion. Yeah, so there's quite a few things here. Xbox basically admitted, or it leaked, like inside, or what is it? It was a memo that leaked from the head of Xbox, where she says Xbox is too, Game Pass is too expensive. So that's interesting. You wonder. I think this puts a halt to any future price increases, and you gotta wonder if they're gonna try to consolidate and make a cheaper option. I don't know how you walk that back.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do. I don't know what, like, a pared down, like, I don't know if this means, I doubt this means they get rid of their top tier. Maybe it does, but, like, Yeah, I would like to see a pared down version of Game Pass that actually kind of keeps the promise that Game Pass was supposed to be, where people talked about how like it's such a great affordable option. I think it's very quickly drifting away from that. So hopefully this spells something, and I don't know, I'm a bit more optimistic based on stuff I've heard about Sherma taking over, that things, they might be in good hands with
Maybe
her.
did you hear him?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I definitely think there's something here more and more where I'm like, again, we'll see. This has happened. I liked Pat Gelsinger at first, but she seems to be maybe good for Xbox, and maybe people shouldn't be writing off Xbox.
Yeah.
For next generation. Okay, and then we also have PS5 panic buying. Again, this isn't a main story for a reason. I don't know how much I have to say about it, but it is interesting that when Sony announced their price increases, like PlayStation sales just went through the moon, showing that there is demand there and that there were people that were always planning to get it for GTA 6 or something.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that makes sense, especially when you like time a price increase.
Yeah, again, you almost wonder if like what they did is they're like, all right, we think this is going to be rough during the summer, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to announce a price increase, but we're going to do it in the future so that this thing actually sells crazy well right now. And that way, all these new games coming out, Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, everyone will rush out to buy this now, and then they'll buy more software now, and we'll make more money this summer. And then look, it's going to suck for a few months, but hopefully things will get better by the end of the year, and then we can do a price cut for Black Friday. And,
Yeah.
So I think there's clearly
I'm getting 24 damage.
even though they basically have raised prices eventually, like Microsoft.
These all hit hard.
We
The fuck?
still see something here where like they still know how to. They're probably not too Mac.
20, 40, 50. I might be dead here. Oh no, I'm not.
I thought this
Pretty
was
close though.
You know, I'm not trying to dunk too hard here on work. Not that I would ever do that, but there were some Pragmata benchmarks here where.
SpaghettiOs. I think we're dead here.
The people that told their fans to buy ARM and said, this is good, this is an investment for the future. The A770 is almost half the performance, actually
Less than
half, of a 3060.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of the 7600. Yes, it's slightly more than the half
And you
the
know what? I will
performance of a
say
3060.
I would say it's half the performance of a 3060 because
My
the higher
leg.
resolution you go, the closer it gets. But it's getting fucking 30 frames per second or something and 1080p, so you're not going to play it in 4K because you won't get enough frame rate. Like it's just a joke. I just win. It's like I'm a priest. Like repent, people
Bye-bye.
who told you Ark isn't canceled and you should buy it, guys.